Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the classification of fungi. In the last video, we discussed about the introduction of fungi, their nutrition mode, and the types of reproduction in fungi. Today, we are going to discuss about the classification of fungi. In fungi, जो classification की criteria main use किए गए हैं. First is morphology of fungi. इट मीन्स उसका स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, अपीयरेंस कैसा है फंजाई का, उसके बेसिस पर. देन द टाइप्स ऑफ स्पोर्स एंड द लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ फंजाई. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट दिस इन डिटेल. फंजाई को दो ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड किया गया है. फर्स्ट वन जिसमें सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन एब्सेंट होता है, या फिर ऐसी फंजाइस जिसमें अभी तक सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन का पता नहीं चला है. वही दूसरे ग्रुप में है ऐसी फंजाइस जिसमें सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन हमें नोन है. ओके, सो fungi in which sexual reproduction is absent, those fungi are known as Deuteromycetes, or they are also known as fungi imperfecti. जो sexual reproduction है वो absent है, that's why they are called fungi imperfecti. Why ऐसे fungi जिसमें sexual reproduction known है वो further दो groups में divided है, Phycomycota और Phycomycetes, then Oomycota और Oomycetes. Okay. So in Phycomycota, mycelium is aseptate. In Phycomycota, mycelium is aseptate, while in Oomycota, mycelium is septate. So हमने जो पहला डिवीजन देखा था वो था हमारा लाइफ साइकिल के बेसिस पे, लाइक सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन एब्सेंट और सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन प्रेजेंट. ओके, देन हमने फर्दर देखा कि जो डिवीजन है वो किसके बेसिस पे आपका माइसीलियम, यानी कि मॉर्फोलॉजी, उसका स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है. माइसीलियम असेप्टेट है और इसमें सेप्टेट माइसीलियम है. सो फाइकोमाइकोटा इज फर्दर divided into two classes, which is Oomycetes and Zygomycetes. Oomycetes are also known as oogamous fungi and Zygomycetes are known as conjugation fungi. Okay, and Oomycota is divided into further two classes, which is Ascomycetes and Basidomycetes. Ascomycetes are called sac fungi and Basidomycetes are called club fungi. कि Phycomycetes को टू क्लासेस में डिवाइड किया गया है, which is Oomycetes and Zygomycetes. फर्स्ट हम Oomycetes को डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे, देन हम Zygomycetes को डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे. देन आप इन दोनों के बीच का यहाँ पर डिफरेंस आराम से देख सकते हैं. ओके, सो जो Oomycetes हैं वो सैप्रोफिटिक इन नेचर होते हैं, यानी कि ये डिकेइंग वुड पे ग्रो करते हैं आपका और वहीं से आपका ये फूड ऑब्टेन करते हैं. दे आर ऑल्सो ऑब्लिगेट पैरासाइट एंड the most important thing is they are aquatic fungi, also known as water molds. So aquatic fungi आपका बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एग्जाम में कई बार पूछ लिया जाता है कि ऐसा कौन सा ग्रुप है या क्लास है जिसमें aquatic fungi मिलती है. Then the mycelium is cynocytic, that means mycelium हमारे aseptate और multinucleate है. सेप्टम इसमें प्रेजेंट नहीं होंगे. इस तरह से आपके पूरे माइसीलियम में न्यूक्लियस आपके पहले होंगे, मल्टीन्यूक्लिएट एंड aseptate. In Oomycetes, the hyphal cell wall is made up of mostly cellulose and glucans. This one is most important. तो sexual reproduction के through Oomycetes में जो spores बनते हैं, जो spores basically biflagellate होते हैं. It means they have two flagella. We already discussed that the mycelium produces two types of spores. Okay. First is outside the sporangia or sac. Okay, like this. These are called conidia. Spores जो without sporangia के develop करते हैं उनको हम exogenous spores बोलते हैं, while spores जो sporangia के अंदर develop होते हैं उनको endogenous spores कहते हैं. We discussed that the spores which are motile known as zoospores and those which are non-motile are known as aplanospores. Okay. So Oomycetes में आपको कैसे स्पोर्स देखने को मिलेंगे? जू स्पोर्स, एंड दे आर बाइफ्लैजिलेट, वन फ्लैजिला फ्रॉम पोस्टीरियर एंड एंड वन फ्लैजिला फ्रॉम anterior end. So this anterior flagellum has hair-like outgrowths, and this hair-like outgrowth is called mastigonyms, and the posterior flagella is known as whiplash type. oomacetes में सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन के थ्रू जूस्पोर्स बनते हैं एंड सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन के थ्रू oospores बनते हैं। oomacetes में सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन किसके थ्रू होता है? बाय गैमेटेंजियल कॉन्टैक्ट। हमने क्या पढ़ा था कि मेल को एंथीरियम बोलते हैं एंड फीमेल इज नोन एज oogonia. This is oogonia and this is antheridium. Antheridium produces a fertilization tube और इस फर्टिलाइजेशन के ट्यूब के थ्रू हमारा एंथीरियम ओगोनियम तक पहुंचेगा। ओके, देन दिस कॉन्टैक्ट कॉज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ oospores which are non-flagellate. They are non-motile and non-flagellate. Okay, these oospores are thick-walled like this. And in this the dikaryon phase is absent. Plasmogamy होगी, then it is followed by karyogamy. There is no dikaryon phase. Okay, so this is all about Oomycetes. Now we are going to discuss about Oomycetes, also known as conjugation fungi. Oomycetes को oogamous fungi क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि जो इसमें स्पोर्स बनता है वो कैसा है? oospores है एंड जो इसमें फीमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन है वो ओगोनियम है. That's why Oomycetes are called oogamous fungi. The examples of Oomycetes are Phytophthora and Albugo, Phytophthora. These are the examples of Oomycetes. Now we are going to discuss about Zygomycetes. Okay, so Zygomycetes में mostly जो fungi है वो कैसी है? Terrestrial fungi है, saprophytic है, but rarely parasitic है. Mycelium same जैसा Oomycetes में वैसा ही Zygomycetes में mycelium होगा, cynocytic mycelium होगा. That means it is aseptate and multinucleate mycelium. Hyphal cell wall यहाँ पर chitin की होगी, most important chitin. Okay, sometimes in some fungi the cell wall is made up of fungal cellulose. In Zygomycetes, motile cells are absent. That means there is no formation of zoospores. But what kind of spores are going to form? Aplanospores. They are non-motile. Okay, remember motile spores को zoospores and non-motile spores को aplanospores कहते हैं. And these are called sporangiospores. Why? Because they are going to form inside the sporangia. इसमें sexual reproduction किसके थ्रू होता है? गैमेटेंजियल copulation के थ्रू, also known as conjugation. That's why these fungi are called conjugation fungi. Okay, in gametangial conjugation, whole content of the gametes fuse together like this. The gametes are multinucleate and they are called cenogametes. And the result of the sexual reproduction is zygospore. That's why this group is called Zygomycetes. Zygospores वो directly mycelium grow नहीं करेगा, but it produces new sporangium called germ sporangium. यहाँ पे किसका फॉर्मेशन होता है? germ sporangium का, which form mesospores called germ spores, जिनको हम क्या बोलते हैं? germ spores. Rhizopus and Mucor, they are the main examples of fungi which belong to Zygomycetes. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the disease caused by Oomycetes. Okay, late blight of potato. So in late blight of potato, there is a appearance, as you can see in the picture, there is a appearance of brownish to black dead areas in leaf. Okay. Here you can see brownish areas in the leaves and also in potato or tuber. Okay. And this late blight of potato is caused by Phytophthora infestans. इससे रिलेटेड एक इंसिडेंट है which is known as iris famine or also known as great hunger. So ये इरिस फेमाइन आपका आयरलैंड में हुआ था. इसमें इस टाइम पे पोटैटो की जो यील्ड है वो इतनी पोटैटो इतने डिस्ट्रॉयड हुए थे कि स्टार्वेशन का टाइम आ गया था. लाइक लोग लिटरली हंगर से वहां पर हंगर से स्टार्वेशन से मर रहे थे. That's why this is also known as great hunger. Then white rust in crucifers. Crucifers also known as mustard. मस्टर्ड लीव्स में आपको व्हाइट ब्लिस्टर्स दिखेंगे. दिस इज कॉज्ड बाय अल्बुगो कैंडिडा, also known as Christophus candidus. Then damping off. Damping off is caused by Phytum dibrinum. सीडलिंग्स के कर देते हैं. जो भी आपने सीड को जर्मिनेट हो रहा है, जो भी सीड आपका जर्मिनेट हो रहा है वो क्या हो जाएगा? डेड हो जाएगा, कोलैप्स हो जाएगा ग्राउंड पे। देन वी हैव डाउनी मिल्ड्यू, and the downy mildew is caused by Sclera graminicola, and in pea, mustard and spinach it is caused by Pernospora parasitica. Okay? इसमें आपको जो लीव्स है उसमें कॉटन और वूली ब्लूम्स आपको सरफेस पे देखने को मिलेंगे. Okay, so these are the fungi comes under the group Oomycetes, and these are the disease caused by Oomycetes or these fungi. Now we are going to discuss about the disease caused by Zygomycetes. So the most important is black bread mold. जो राइजोपस निग्रिकन्स है उसको ब्लैक ब्रेड मोल्ड के नाम से भी जानते हैं. ठीक है, सो राइजोपस निग्रिकन्स आल्सो कॉज सॉफ्ट रॉट और लीक डिजीज इन स्ट्रॉबेरी, एप्पल, स्वीट पोटैटोज. यू कैन सी इन द डायग्राम, दिस इज अ लीक डिजीज ऑफ स्ट्रॉबेरी. Mucormycetes cause infection of internal organ in humans, okay, which is known as mucormycosis. Then we have Exidia corymbifera, which cause bronchomycosis. Now we are going to discuss about Ascomycetes. Okay, Ascomycetes are also known as what? Sac fungi. Ascomycetes are saprophytic and they are corpophilous. Corpophilous, those fungi which grow on dung. Okay, so ऐसी fungi जो dung में grow करते हैं उनको क्या बोलते हैं? Corpophilous. Corpophilous है corpophilous. Okay, most important है, याद रखना इसको. And they are also parasitic or decomposer. The hyphae septate. Remember this, in Phycomycetes, hyphae is aseptate. In both Zygomycetes and Oomycetes, hyphae is aseptate, while in Ascomycetes, hyphae is septate, except yeast, which is unicellular and it forms pseudomycelium. The cell wall is made up of chitin. The Ascomycetes are also known as higher fungi. Higher fungi, they comes under higher fungi. Oomycetes and Zygomycetes are lower fungi, and Ascomycetes and Basidomycetes are higher fungi. Okay? And vegetative reproduction in Ascomycetes is through budding or fission. Okay? The asexual reproduction takes place by the formation of conidia, which are non-motile exogenous spores, like in Penicillium and Aspergillus, like this. Okay. The sexual reproduction is take place by the fusion of sex cells, or maybe fusion of somatic hyphae or gametangial contact between Antheridium and Ascogonium. Remember, the female sex organ is known as Ascogonium here. Okay, in Ascomycetes, female sex organ is known as Ascogonium, and the male sex organ is known as Antheridium. Okay, so reproduction is by the means of forming conidia, where fruiting bodies produce conidiospores. Like this. This fruiting body is known as conidiophore. Conidiophore. Okay, and these are called conidia. Now we will see how sexual reproduction happens in Ascomycetes. So the male gametes and female gametes which take place in sexual reproduction are known as Antheridium and Ascogonium. Sex organ like this with green colors. This is Ascogonium, which is a female sex organ. The male is known as Antheridium. Okay, so they both come in contact to each other and result in plasmogamy. Plasmogamy is dikaryotic phase. Okay. Dikaryotic hyphae, which is diploid. Okay. So these dikaryotic hyphae give rise to fruiting bodies known as ascocarps. Okay. This dikaryotic hyphae give rise to fruiting body known as ascocarp. which is also diploid. They have dicaryons. And this structure is known as ascus. Okay. This whole structure is known as ascocarp. Okay. And this fruiting body contains ascus. These ascus are sac-like structure. That's why Ascomycetes are also known as sac fungi. Why? Because they have sac-like structure known as ascus. Okay. And here mitosis takes place. This is followed by karyogamy. Karyogamy means both these dikaryotic nucleus fuse together and result in the formation of diploid zygote. Diploid zygote is formed. This is zygote, which is diploid. This is zygote, which is diploid. Okay. Inside these ascus, meiosis takes place. Meiosis. Okay. Remember, both karyogamy and meiosis take place inside the ascus. Okay. Both of these takes place inside the ascus. This meiosis result in the formation of 4 haploid nuclei or ascospores. Okay. So these ascus contain 4 haploid ascospores. These are known as ascospores. Mitosis takes place and they result in the formation of 8 ascospores. Okay. So here takes place which result in the formation of 8 ascospores. 8 haploid ascospores. Okay. These ascospores dispersed from this asci and result in the formation of mycelium. Okay. And these ascospores are genetically discriminate. That means there are two different of mating type. Okay, male and female. This is how sexual reproduction takes place in Ascomycetes. First, male and female cells come in contact to each other and plasmogamy takes place. They result in the formation of dikaryotic hyphae. Then mitosis takes place. These dikaryotic hyphae result in the formation of ascocarp. This fruiting body is known as ascocarp and the formation of sac-like structure known as ascus. These ascus containing dikaryotes. Okay. Then karyogamy takes place and these dikaryotic nuclei fuse together and result in the formation of zygote. Then this zygote undergoes meiosis and the 4 ascocarps are formed inside ascus. Then mitosis takes place. These 4 ascocarps divided into 8 haploid ascocarps. Then the dispersal of these ascocarps takes place and they are give rise to genetically different mycelium. Okay, that's how sexual reproduction takes place in Ascomycetes. So now we are going to discuss about Basidomycetes. Basidomycetes is also known as club fungi. ये decaying wood पे grow करते हैं and also they are also known as best decomposer of wood. They are higher fungi and the hyphae is septate and filamentous type. Okay. Septate hyphae, they are saprophytic, parasitic and symbiotic in nature. They have primary and secondary mycelium. Okay. There is no sexual reproduction found in Basidomycetes. And the sexual reproduction takes place by the somatic hyphae. No sex organs or gametes are present. In Basidomycetes, there is no gametes present. Okay, so somatic hyphae takes place in sexual reproduction. The hyphae are of two different mating types. Okay. Now here plasmogamy takes place. Plasmogamy. Here the plasmogamy takes place and this results in the formation of dikaryotic hyphae. Okay, and the secondary mycelium is produced. So both of these fuse together. Okay, so both of these fuse together and result in the formation of dikaryotic hyphae. They have dicaryons in these structures. Okay. So known as dikaryon. Okay. Now this dikaryon is aggregated inside the soil in the formation of rhizomorphs like this. Also known as rhizomorphs, and they also have a clamp-like structure like this. The secondary mycelium has a clamp-like structure in them. These clamp-like structures helps in the proper distribution of these dicaryons, okay, at the time of cell division. So for the proper distribution of these nuclei at the time of cell division, these clamp-like structures are present in secondary mycelium. Now, secondary mycelium give rise to fruiting body known as basidocarps, like this. They germinate. Okay, this secondary mycelium germinates. Make a club-like structure here. Make a club-like structure known as basidocarps. Okay, this is fruiting body. Basidocarps here have gills in portion. Here they have structures like this. These structures are called basidium. Okay. Now, inside this basidium, karyogamy takes place. Both these nuclei fuse together. Karyogamy takes place inside these basidium, result in the formation of diploid nuclei. Now, inside this basidium, meiosis takes place. Meiosis, which result in the formation of haploid basidospores. Okay, so 4 haploid basidospores form on the surface of basidia. This end of the stalk is known as stragma. Okay, here this one. Spores are known as basidospores. Now the dispersal of these spores takes place basidospores takes place. So these basidospores give rise to these somatic hyphae. So that's how sexual reproduction takes place in Basidomycetes. First, the protoplasm of the somatic hyphae fuse together, result in the plasmogamy, which form secondary mycelium, or also known as dikaryotic hyphae. They have clamps in them. Then these secondary mycelium aggregated in soils, also known as rhizomorphs, and they give rise to fruiting bodies known as basidocarps. These fruiting bodies is known as basidocarps. These basidocarps have gills in their portion, like this. They are known as basidium. Inside these basidium, karyogamy takes place, and both of the nuclei fuse together. Then meiosis happens inside this basidium, which result in the formation of basidiospores, 4 haploid basidiospores. Okay, and the stalk from where the basidiospores germinate are called strigma. Then the dispersal of basidiospores give rise takes place, and these basidospores give rise to male somatic hyphae. So that's how sexual reproduction takes place in the Basidomycetes. Now the disease caused by Basidomycetes. Rust. So black rust of wheat is caused by Puccinia graminis triticum. Yellow rust of wheat is caused by Puccinia glumarum. Leaf rust of coffee is caused by Hemia bestiaris. Smut of corn is caused by Stylogometes. There is also smut of wheat, which is called by Stylogometes. Stylogometes. Okay. There are some fungi in Basidomycetes. Mushrooms. First one is mushroom. They are edible. Okay. Edible, such as Agaricus campestris, Agaricus pubescens, also known as Agaricus bisporus, Wolverilla wolvesi, also known as paddy straw mushroom, Lantinus edodis, also known as Sitek mushroom. So here in this diagram you can see this is Agaricus, which is edible. Toadstools. Toadstools are poisonous mushrooms. They are non-edible. Okay, such as Amanita caesarea, also known as scissors mushroom, Amanita poloides, also known as death cup, Amanita muscaria, also known as fly carica. This is the diagram of Amanita. Then we have bracket fungi. They grow on the log of woods, like Phys applanatus and Polyporus sulphureus. Then we have puffballs. Puffballs are odoriferous. They have odor in them, like Lycoperdon, Oblongisporum, Lycoperdon giganteum. Then we have Armillaria belonging to this group. They are also edible, and they are also edible mushrooms like Armillaria malleum, also known as honey mushrooms. Here this is, and these are puffballs. They are bracket fungi, and they are toadstools. Okay. The main disease caused by Basidomycetes are rust of wheat, yellow rust of wheat, and leaf rust of coffee, and smut of corn, wheat, grains. Now we have Deuteromycetes. Deuteromycetes are also known as fungi imperfecti. Why? Because the sexual stage, it means sexual reproduction, is absent in Deuteromycetes. They possess septate mycelium, and the asexual reproduction is occurs by conidia. So sometimes we can say the Deuteromycetes are similar to Ascomycetes, in which the sexual reproduction also takes place by the conidia. So they have similarities. Here are some common diseases caused by Deuteromycetes. So first one is red rot of sugarcane, which is caused by Coleotrichum falcatum. It causes the reduction in the juice content of the sugarcane and withering of the leaves. Here in this diagram you can see the red spots in the sugarcane, which is known as sugarcane's leaves, which is known as red rot of sugarcane. Then brown leaf spot of rice, also known as sesame, which is caused by Helminthosporium oryzae, which causes the brown spots on leaf and grains. In this diagram you can see here the brown spots on the leaves of the rice, and sometimes you can also see the brown spots on the grains of the rice. Okay. Then we have early blight of potato and tomato, which is caused by Alternaria solani. Here you can see the small brown oval shaped spot, okay, on the potato leaves. So small oval brown spots with concentric rings in leaves. Fungi also cause the withering of leaves and branches. Then we have Ticca disease of groundnut, which is caused by Cercospora personata. Here, this is the diagram of the leaves of groundnut, which so Cercospora personata causes the necrotic dark brown or blackish leaf spots in groundnut. Okay, dark spots in the leaves of groundnut is caused by Cercospora personata. Then we have wilts, which is caused by Fusarium oxysporum. So, wilting in plants like tomato, potato, cotton, banana, flax, peas and pea. So, wilting of plants is caused by Fusarium oxysporum. Then we have Bakane. This is also known as foolish disease of rice. Bakane is caused by Fusarium moniliforme. Fusarium moniliforme. This fungi secretes a hormone which is known as gibberellins. This secretion causes the Bakane disease in rice. The characteristics of this disease is abnormally tall, spindly, and pale seedlings followed by plant death. So these are the diseases caused by fungi belonging to class Deuteromycetes. I forget to discuss about the disease caused by the fungi belonging to Ascomycetes groups, which causes disease in plants such as ergot of rye. In rye, it causes ergot. Then we have yeast. Yeast is used in for baking, industrial purpose mostly for baking, brewing, and sometimes it also causes the spoilage of food. We have aspergillus. It produces alpha toxins. Okay, so this produces alpha toxin. Aspergillus is also known as the weed of laboratory. Aspergillus is also known as the weed of laboratory because it contaminates the culture very easily. Then we have morels belonging to these groups. So morels are basically edible. Okay. So the ascocarps of these fungi are edible. So examples are such like Morchella esculenta or Morchella deliciosa. Then we have also Neurospora. This fungi is used in genetic experiment. Also known as Drosophila of plant kingdom. Okay, so it's known as Drosophila of plant kingdom. Which one? Neurospora crassa. And then truffles are also belongs to this groups. They are also edible. So these are the fungi belonging to class Ascomycetes. Okay, so now we have completed the classification of fungi. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, and comment.